God says this is the moment that was written for you long before you were even born, long before your eyes opened to this world, long before you took your first breath. God says congratulations, because what you have been praying for in silence, what you have been crying over at night, what your heart has been begging for without words, is finally arriving, right now, in this very moment, as you read this message. God says your miracle has arrived, not tomorrow, not next week, not someday in the future, but now, in this moment, because heaven has declared that your waiting season is over. God says your angel is standing right beside you, holding your hand, refusing to allow you to skip this message, because this message is the door that opens the breakthrough you have carried in your spirit for years. God says the spiritual world is moving around you right now, shifting, clearing paths, removing blocks, opening doors, because something that was locked for so long has finally been released in your name. God says you are safe, you are covered, you are protected in ways you do not even see. You have felt fear, you have felt confusion, you have felt the weight of burdens too heavy for a human heart, but God says not a single moment of your pain was ignored. God says He collected every tear, every silent worry, every trembling hope you kept hidden even from yourself, and He is now turning all of it into a blessing so big that your past struggles will look like a shadow compared to the light that is coming. God says you are not reading this by accident. Your angel guided you here because heaven has been waiting for you to receive this confirmation. The miracle is already delivered. God says you are in the exact moment of divine timing where everything changes for you, permanently, beautifully, powerfully. God says there were times when you felt forgotten, times when you felt invisible, but heaven was watching you every second. God says the things you survived should have broken you, but you stayed strong even when you didn't feel strong. God says the spiritual warfare that came against you was bigger than most people could ever understand, but you kept going anyway. You kept trying. You kept believing even when your faith was shaking. And God says because you stayed, because you held on even when your heart wanted to give up, a blessing that is bigger than your imagination is becoming yours. God says you were not tested to destroy you, you were tested to prepare you, because what He is giving you now requires the strength you developed through every storm you faced. God says the angels have been fighting for you behind the scenes, protecting your name, blocking enemies, clearing your path, and ensuring that the miracle destined for you cannot be stolen by anyone. God says the miracle coming to you is protected by heaven itself. No human hand can interfere with it. No jealousy can delay it. No negativity can stop it. God says the blessing coming to you is sealed with divine authority, and your angel has been commanded to ensure you don't miss it. That is why your angel led you to this message right now with urgency, with insistence, with spiritual pressure that pushed you to open this even if you hesitated for a moment. God says the blessing is time-sensitive because it aligns with something happening in your life right now, something shifting around you, something that requires your awareness, your acceptance, your readiness. God says there are things you don't know that He protected you from. Betrayals you didn't see. Doors that closed because they would have harmed you. People who left because they were never meant to be part of your destiny. God says all of it was divine strategy. All of it was preparation. All of it was protection. God says the people who walked out made room for better. The opportunities that ended made room for greater. The silence you endured made room for clarity. God says nothing was taken from you, everything was rearranged for your highest good. And now, finally, the season of rearranging is over, the season of receiving has begun. God says your miracle doesn't look small. It doesn't look average. It doesn't look normal. It is something so big, so sudden, so life-changing that you will have a moment where you stop and ask, "Is this really happening to me?" And God will say, "Yes, it was always meant for you." God says the miracle coming has been delayed but never denied. God says the timing is perfect now because your spirit is ready, your heart is open, your path is clear, and your soul can finally hold the blessing without fear, without doubt, without hesitation. God says there is something extraordinary being released, something that touches every area of your life, your finances, your health, your family, your peace, your stability, your opportunities, your destiny. God says what's coming is total transformation, not temporary relief. God says you are stepping into a season where you will finally breathe without fear of losing what you gained. God says stability is coming. Comfort is coming. Overflow is coming. Answers are coming. Signs are coming. And the miracle you have been praying for is the first door that opens everything else. God says the angels have surrounded you right now as you read this. They are whispering strength into your spirit. They are stirring hope inside your chest. They are placing a spiritual shield over your mind so you no longer carry the heaviness you've been silently fighting with. God says the heaviness you've been carrying ends today. The confusion ends today. The fear ends today. The cycle ends today. God says your angel would not allow you to skip this message because this is the divine moment when everything shifts for you. God says you have been walking with wounds that nobody knew about, smiling through pain that nobody understood, supporting others even when you were breaking inside. God says your loyalty, your kindness, your pure heart have been seen by heaven even when they were ignored by people. God says He is blessing you because of who you are, not because of who others were to you. God says He is rewarding you because you stayed good-hearted in a world that tried to make you cold. God says He is elevating you because you kept faith even when life broke your trust. God says you are not being blessed just for yourself, you are being blessed to break generational patterns, to open new paths. To rise above what your family, your past, or your circumstances thought possible for you. God says you are the chosen one in your bloodline, and that is why your journey has been heavy. The weight on your shoulders was not punishment, it was preparation for the role you were born to play. God says breaking generational burdens is hard, but the ones who break them receive blessings that echo through generations. God says you are about to witness why your path was so difficult, because your blessing is so powerful. God says there is someone in heaven watching over you, someone you lost, someone who loved you deeply, someone who still protects you spiritually. God says this soul has been praying for your peace, guiding your path, making sure you are not alone even when the world feels empty. God says this loved one knows your miracle is arriving and is rejoicing for you, preparing to watch you step into the life you deserve. God says He is strengthening your intuition right now. He is heightening your spiritual sensitivity. He is tuning your heart to recognize the signs that are coming. Over the next days, you will feel moments of sudden peace, sudden clarity, sudden hope that seem to come from nowhere. God says those are confirmations, reminders that the miracle is real, reminders that heaven is in motion around you. God says the financial stress you've been carrying is being lifted. The emotional burden you've been fighting is ending. The loneliness, the confusion, the silent battles, God is dissolving them, one by one. God says He is restoring what you lost, multiplying what you have, and giving you more than what you asked for. God says the miracle arriving for you is not small, it is abundant, overwhelming, undeniable. God says there is no curse over your life. There is no block that heaven cannot remove. There is no enemy stronger than the angels assigned to you. God says stop doubting your worthiness. Stop questioning your value. Stop assuming that things won't work for you. God says your destiny is bigger than your past, bigger than your fears, bigger than your mistakes. God says He forgave you long before you even asked for forgiveness because He saw your heart. Your intention, your purity beneath the pain. God says you are stepping into a season where the right people find you, the right opportunities choose you, and the right blessings attach themselves to you. God says you will attract what you deserve now, not what you fear. God says you will be surrounded by people who value you, protect you, uplift you, and understand you deeply. God says the loneliness you felt was a spiritual reset. Now comes the season of divine connections. God says miracles flow to those who are ready, and you are ready now. God says you are stepping into abundance that was delayed but is now unstoppable. God says the next chapter of your life will make every painful moment worth it. God says this is your divine confirmation. Congratulations, your miracle has arrived, your breakthrough is here, your angel is guiding you, and your life is about to transform in ways that will shock you with joy. God says trust Him. Pray to Him. Stay open. Your miracle is already here. God says this softly into the center of your spirit. Congratulations. Your miracle has arrived. The blessing that was delayed is no longer delayed. The angel who walks beside you is standing with both hands stretched forward, insisting that you do not skip this message, insisting that you do not walk past this moment, insisting that you understand that this is the hour I have chosen for you. Nothing will go wrong with you. Nothing will collapse around you. Nothing will be taken from you. You are safe in my hands, and I am surrounding you with my light. You just have to trust me, breathe deeply, and pray to me with the same heart you always had, the soft heart I gave you. God says that you have been carrying so much inside without speaking. You have had nights where the pressure inside your chest felt too heavy, where situations left you confused, tired, or wondering if the promise you were holding would ever come. But today, God says, I am stepping inside your situation. I am touching the walls that felt unbreakable. I am releasing what was stuck. I am opening what was shut. I am bringing peace to the places that have been restless. Your miracle is not just coming toward you, it is arriving right now. This is the moment, this is the breath, this is the shift. There are things God has been doing behind the scenes that your physical eyes could not see, but your spirit felt something changing. Sometimes you felt sudden hope for no reason. Other times you suddenly felt calm even though everything around you looked uncertain. Those were not coincidences. Those were divine signals. Those were the whispers of angels. Those were signs that heaven was reshaping your story quietly, in ways that are about to become visible. God says, the reason this moment is urgent is because your spirit is ready. The reason your angel is not allowing you to skip this message is because the blessing that once required years now requires only your yes. This is the moment where I am pouring something over your life that will lift you higher than the pain you survived. You have been protected more than you know. You have been guided more than you realized. Even when you felt alone, you were never alone. Even when it felt like doors were closed, I was preparing one door that would be big enough to carry every miracle connected to your destiny. God says that the miracle arriving now has been aligned with your name for a long time. There were times you thought you lost opportunities, or blessings slipped away from your hands, or something you loved did not work out. But heaven says, those were not losses. Those were redirections. Every time something fell apart, something unseen was falling into place. Every time someone walked away, an angel stepped closer. Every time you were delayed, the blessing was upgraded. Your angel is standing guard right now, making sure nothing distracts you from hearing this message. The angel assigned to you has watched your tears, your prayers, your silent fears, your quiet victories, your hidden strength, your moments of weakness, and your moments of courage. They saw you choosing to keep going even when you didn't have full clarity. They saw you choosing kindness even when life was unfair. They saw you holding on to hope even when people doubted you. And for all of this, heaven is honoring you now. God says, this new season of your life will not resemble the old one. What was broken will be repaired. What was empty will be filled. What was delayed will be delivered. What was unfair will be corrected. What was taken will be restored. You will experience a type of peace that will make you forget the storms you survived. You will step into blessings that will make you understand why the waiting had to be long. You will see that the miracle I am releasing now is tailored specifically to the deepest needs of your heart. There is a very powerful spiritual shift happening around you right now. You may not see it with your physical eyes yet, but your spirit is already feeling it. The heaviness around you is lifting. The energy around you is changing. The doors around you are unlocking. Something you have been praying about quietly is being answered loudly in heaven. Something you have hoped for is gaining speed. Something that belongs to you is finding its way back to you. God says, I know how much you have been carrying. I know how much you have wanted to tell someone the full story, the whole truth of what you experienced, the fears you never speak out loud, the doubts that sometimes rise in your heart, the pressure that rests on your shoulders. But you don't have to explain everything to anyone. You only have to hand it to me. I have already seen what you didn't say. I have already heard what you couldn't put into words. I have already felt what was hurting you. And I am healing you. Your miracle is not only financial or emotional or spiritual, it is complete. It touches every area of your life. It brings stability, clarity, peace, favor, alignment, and restoration. Something that felt broken inside you is being repaired at this very moment. Something that felt stuck is being released. Something that felt impossible is becoming possible. Something that felt far is now near. God says, you have cried for breakthroughs. Now you will receive breakthroughs. You have prayed for signs. Now you will receive confirmation. You have hoped for relief. Now you will experience revival. You have asked for guidance. Now you will walk with clarity. You have waited long enough. Now heaven moves. There is a divine reason why this message found you now and not earlier. God says, if this message came earlier, you would not have been ready. But now, your spirit is aligned. Your path is aligned. Your timing is aligned. Heaven is aligned. Everything that needs to meet you is coming toward you. Everything that needs to leave your life is being removed peacefully. Everything that needs to rise inside you is awakening. You are not stepping into an ordinary blessing. You are stepping into something that will change the rhythm of your life. Something that will make you feel lighter. Something that will lift you out of old pain. Something that will push you toward your purpose. Something that will bring joyful surprises. Something that will give you courage again, hope again, faith again. God says, I am not letting anything block you now. I am not letting anything confuse you now. I am not letting anything derail your destiny. Your angel is standing with fierce protection over your steps. The miracle you are receiving is wrapped in divine timing. Trust me. Do not fear. Do not worry. You are safe. You may feel sudden warmth or sudden calm while reading this. That is the presence of your angel confirming that this message is not random. Heaven moves in ways the mind may not always understand, but the spirit recognizes truth instantly. And your spirit is recognizing this moment because it is written into your destiny. God says, "Congratulations, beloved. You have entered a new chapter. You have crossed a spiritual threshold. You are walking away from old heaviness. You are stepping into divine relief. You are entering a season where blessings will come easier, where peace will find you faster, where doors will open naturally, where opportunities will flow toward you without effort. This is not a coincidence. This is my promise." The miracle arriving now also carries healing. Emotional healing. Spiritual healing. Healing from old memories that hurt you. Healing from disappointments that made you question yourself. Healing from the words people spoke over you. Healing from the mistakes you blame yourself for. Healing from the burdens you carried alone. Healing from the moments that broke you. God says, "I am rewriting your story. I am repairing your heart. I am guiding your next decisions. I am protecting your steps. I am sending the right people. I am removing the wrong ones. I am opening the door that will change everything." The miracle I release today is the beginning of something permanent, something stable, something powerful. You just have to trust God. You just have to breathe. You just have to stay open. You just have to keep praying, not with fear, but with confidence. Not with desperation, but with peace. Not with sadness, but with expectation. God says, "You are never praying alone. I hear every whisper. I see every tear. I know every longing. And I am honoring every bit of your faith." Your angel continues to hold this moment in place, making sure the message enters your heart deeply, making sure you feel the reassurance, making sure you understand that this is not a warning, this is a blessing. This is not danger, this is protection. This is not fear, this is comfort. This is the moment heaven says, "You are safe. You are protected. You are guided. You are blessed." God says, "Your miracle has arrived." Receive it. Believe it. Walk with it. Trust me. I am with you now and always. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe in my light. God is speaking to you in a soft yet unmistakably powerful voice right now, and His presence is drawing closer to your heart in a way you can feel even through the quiet of this moment. God says this moment is not an accident, not a coincidence, not something you stumbled upon randomly. This moment was aligned, arranged, and divinely timed. God says He has been watching your heart, your struggles, your silent tears, your late-night worries, your hidden hopes, and the small brave steps you take that no one else sees. God says He has seen you trying to stay strong even on days when your spirit felt exhausted. He says your miracle, the one you thought was delayed, the one you thought maybe wasn't coming, has actually just arrived in the realm of the invisible, and now it is making its way into the visible. God says the reason you feel something unusual right now, the reason you feel warmth in your chest or a sense of meaning behind this moment, is because this is not just a message, it is a visitation, a spiritual alignment. A reminder that heaven has not forgotten your name for a single second. God says your angel is standing beside you now, not to force. God says this is the moment you've been praying for. The moment your soul has been quietly whispering about when no one else was listening, the moment heaven has been preparing behind the scenes while you were trying your best to stay strong. God says your miracle has arrived, and heaven is not allowing you to skip this message at any cost because what is written here carries the weight of your next breakthrough, your next blessing, and your next chapter that is about to unfold in a way that will feel almost unreal. God says congratulations because something in the unseen has shifted in your favor, something has opened that was once blocked, something has loosened that once felt tight, and something is now being released toward you with divine accuracy. Your angel stands beside you, urging you softly, with love that you can't even imagine, saying don't look away, don't scroll, don't doubt, don't fear, because this moment marks the beginning of a chapter where everything that once confused you becomes meaningful. Everything that once hurt you becomes fuel, everything that once delayed you becomes the very evidence that God was preparing a miracle that required time, alignment, and spiritual timing. God says He is with you, and nothing will go wrong for you. You are surrounded, protected, embraced, guided, and uplifted by divine hands that refuse to let you fall. You are safe. You just have to trust God and pray to Him, because the moment your heart whispers even the smallest prayer, heaven hears you clearly as if you shouted it across the universe. God says He has seen every time you wondered if He was listening, every time you looked up and asked why things were taking so long, every time you placed your hand on your chest to hold yourself together, and every time you cried quietly without telling anyone because you didn't want to burden anyone else. God says He saw you. He heard you. And He never left you. This message is arriving now because something in the spiritual realm has finally cleared, and God says this clearance is tied directly to a blessing that has your name written on it so specifically that no one else can take it, no one else can block it, no one else can interrupt it, and no one else can claim it. Your angel is standing so close right now, urging you to breathe, to stay open, to calm your heart, because what is unfolding for you is not ordinary. It is not average. It is not something small. Your angel says your miracle is not late, it is right on time. God says you must understand that sometimes He delays things because He is preparing to give you something far better than what you were hoping for. Sometimes God says wait not because you are forgotten but because you are chosen. You have been carried through storms that were designed to drown you, yet you made it out. You survived nights that felt endless, yet morning arrived for you. You walked through emotional battles that no one else knew you were fighting. Yet your spirit kept going. God says He saw your strength even when you felt weak. Heaven counted your tears and turned them into seeds. God says those seeds are now blooming, and this bloom cannot be stopped. God says your miracle has arrived, and the reason this message feels urgent, the reason your heart feels like it's leaning in, the reason your spirit feels awake right now is because your intuition knows this is divine timing. It knows that heaven is speaking. It knows that something sacred is taking place in your life right now. God says He is shifting your atmosphere, spiritually, emotionally, financially, personally. He is not letting your story end in confusion or disappointment. God says He is rewriting chapters you thought were over, restoring blessings you thought were lost, and lifting you into a season where ease will replace struggle and peace will replace fear. Your angel says they are not allowing you to skip this because God has been waiting for you to receive this moment fully. Your angel says miracles require open hearts, and your heart is finally ready. You have grown. You have matured. You have healed. You have endured. You have released people who were draining you. You have walked away from situations that were lowering your spirit. God says He is proud of how far you've come even if you don't always see your own strength. Your angel says there is a divine glow around you right now. Something about your soul is shining brighter than ever before, and this light is attracting blessings that were previously out of reach. God says you are stepping into a phase where spiritual protection increases, divine favor increases, and abundance begins flowing toward you in ways you never experienced before. God says congratulations because the spiritual approval has been signed. The breakthrough has been released. The delay has ended. What was held back is now coming forward. The energy around you is shifting from stagnation to movement, from waiting to receiving, from hoping to celebrating. God says He is about to surprise you with something that will feel like a dream you never thought would come true. Your angel says they have been fighting for you behind the scenes, removing obstacles, clearing negativity, breaking spiritual blockages, and preparing the path for this blessing to reach you smoothly. God says your finances are being touched by His hand. Your angel says the energy of breakthrough is hovering around your money, your stability, your opportunities, your resources. Something that felt impossible is becoming possible. Something that seemed closed is opening. Something that seemed far is arriving faster than you expect. God says He will never allow you to fall into lack again because the season of scarcity ends here. The spiritual drought ends here. The days of not having enough are being replaced by days of overflow. God says the miracle attached to this moment will bring peace to your heart, clarity to your mind, and stability to your life. Your angel says they have watched you give selflessly, love deeply, help others even when you were struggling yourself, forgive when forgiveness was hard, and stay kind even when life wasn't kind to you. God says blessings are drawn to hearts like yours. Heaven is attracted to souls like yours. You are favored because your intention is pure, your heart is sincere, and your spirit carries light even in darkness. God says your miracle is the compensation for everything you had to endure. It is the divine replacement for everything you lost. It is the reward for every moment you stayed faithful even when your faith felt small. Your angel is whispering that this is bigger than money, bigger than luck, bigger than coincidence. This is spiritual. This is written. This is destined. God says He is restoring everything, your peace, your joy, your strength, your trust, your hope. Something that was once broken inside you is being repaired. Something that was once blocked is being cleared. Something that was once confusing is becoming simple. God says miracles do not always arrive with noise. Sometimes they arrive quietly through moments like this one, where your spirit recognizes the truth before your mind understands it. God says He is not commanding you, He is inviting you. He is inviting you to trust Him more deeply. He is inviting you to believe again. He is inviting you to open your heart to a new level of blessing. God says your miracle is not coming, it is already here. Your angel says this message is the sign you were waiting for, the confirmation you needed, the reassurance your heart has been longing to hear. You are not forgotten. You are not ignored. You are not unlucky. You are not abandoned. You are chosen. You are protected. You are guided. You are loved. God says this blessing is going to feel like a spiritual exhale. It will feel like something heavy finally lifting off your back. It will feel like waking up from a long emotional sleep. It will feel like the moment you realize that God never left you, He was carrying you. God says everything you went through was preparation, not punishment. Everything that left your life was cleared to make space for what is arriving now. Everything that didn't work out was redirected to lead you to what is meant for you. Your angel says your story is about to transform. People who doubted you will be surprised. People who misunderstood you will be humbled. People who dismissed you will witness your rise. But God says this message is not about them, it is about you. It is about your healing, your blessing, your breakthrough, your miracle, your peace, your divine alignment. God says He is touching your energy with grace. He is touching your path with direction. He is touching your steps with purpose. You are being moved into a chapter where favor will find you effortlessly. God says your prayers have been heard and are being answered in a sequence that aligns with your highest good. Something miraculous is unfolding, and heaven wants you to be emotionally ready for it. Your angel says this blessing is gentle, it is pure, it is beautiful, and it will arrive without chaos or fear, it will arrive with peace. Your spirit will recognize it instantly. God says He is guiding you toward a life filled with blessings that will remind you daily that you are loved by heaven, your miracle has arrived. and nothing will go wrong for you. God is with you. You are safe. You are covered. You are chosen. You just have to trust God and pray to Him, because the moment you do, your entire path lights up with divine purpose. God says this moment is not an accident, not a coincidence, not a random point in your day. This moment was written into the fabric of your destiny long before you ever took your first breath. God says, "Congratulations. Your miracle has arrived." But it is not just a miracle floating toward you, it is a miracle standing right in front of you, knocking with urgency, insisting that you do not delay, insisting that you do not scroll away, insisting that you do not take this lightly. Your angel is standing with you, whispering gently yet firmly, "Do not skip this. Do not turn away. Something is shifting for you right now." God is watching you with the same tenderness that He had when He crafted your soul. He says He has seen every moment where you stayed strong even when your heart felt like it was breaking. He has watched you cry and pretend that everything was fine. He has seen you stay silent even when the world felt heavy on your shoulders. You have been carrying burdens that weren't meant for you to carry alone, and heaven says it ends now because something divine has been released in your favor. Something you prayed for quietly, something you begged God for secretly, something you wished someone could understand about your journey. Heaven understood it. And heaven is responding. God says you are safe now. You are protected. Nothing will go wrong with you. He is surrounding your household, your finances, your heart, and your spirit with divine protection so strong that even the whispers of negativity cannot enter your space. You have been pushed, stretched, tested, and challenged, but not destroyed. The truth is, the pressure you felt was not meant to end you, it was meant to prepare you for the exact blessing that is unfolding for you at this very second. God says an overflow is coming into your life, and it is coming faster than you think. The miracle that is arriving is not small, it is something that will completely shift the direction of your life. This is why your angel refuses to let you skip this message at any cost. There are divine forces surrounding you right now, working in silence, arranging, lifting, preparing, aligning. Heaven is moving things around so that nothing and no one can block the blessing that is coming toward you. For too long, you felt like your prayers were floating in the air without any echo, but God says He heard every single one. Even the ones you whispered half asleep. Even the ones you whispered while crying. Even the ones you whispered but didn't truly believe would be answered. God says, your miracle has arrived because you have suffered enough. Now is the time for your blessings to enter your life. You have gone through storms that only strong souls survive. You got up every time you were pushed down. You kept believing even when doubt felt louder than hope. And heaven took notes. Heaven recorded every moment where you chose love over bitterness, patience over anger, faith over fear. You did not go unnoticed. You were seen. Your heart, your effort, your purity, your loyalty, your tears, they were all seen. God says He is stepping into your situation in a way you have never experienced before. This time, you are not watching someone else receive the miracle. This time, it is you. This time, you are the chosen one. This time, you are the one heaven is pouring into. This time, blessings are not passing you by. They are entering your life with force, with purpose, with intention. The reason this message feels different, the reason something inside you stirred the moment you read the first line, is because your spirit recognizes truth long before your mind does. Your soul has been waiting for this confirmation. Your inner self knew that something big was about to happen. You felt the shift in your energy. You felt the sudden changes in your emotions. You felt the urge to detach from certain people. You felt the pull toward silence. You felt the call to heal. All of this was preparation for the miracle God is delivering right now. God says He is clearing your path. He is removing the people who secretly wished for your downfall. He is exposing the people who pretended to love you but couldn't stand your glow. He is cutting the strings of negative energy that were tied to your name. He is removing you from environments where your spirit did not feel safe. You thought some people left your life by coincidence, but God says it was Him protecting you from things you didn't see, conversations that were happening behind your back, plans that were being made without your knowledge. He blocked it. He shielded you. He redirected you. Your angel says you are entering a new chapter that cannot be contaminated by the pain of your past. Something heavy is being lifted from your heart even now as you read this. Something dark is leaving your spirit. Something toxic is being dissolved. Something divine is replacing the heaviness you carried for too long. Your angel is cleansing your energy. Your angel is healing your wounds. Your angel is holding your hand and guiding you toward the miracle God has already released. God says you must trust Him now more than ever. Things are going to change quickly. Opportunities will show up suddenly. Unexpected messages, unexpected invitations, unexpected open doors will begin to appear in your life. What felt stuck will start moving. What felt blocked will begin to open. What felt delayed will suddenly accelerate. This is why God is asking you not to fear, not to doubt, not to let anxiety steal your peace. God is with you, and nothing will go wrong with you. God says, I am sending divine favor into your finances. There is something about your financial situation that heaven is addressing right now. Something that has caused you worry at night. Something that made you feel trapped. Something that made you question whether things would ever improve. God says they will, and not slowly. The shift will be dramatic, undeniable, and unstoppable. Money will begin to flow toward you in ways you never imagined. Unexpected income. Unexpected increases. unexpected opportunities, unexpected breakthroughs. God is releasing abundance not because you begged for it, but because you deserve it. Because you endured when life tried to break you. Because you held on to hope when everything felt hopeless. Because you remained a good person even when the world was not good to you, God says this is your moment of restoration. Everything that was taken from you, everything you lost, everything that slipped from your hands, He is returning it to you multiplied. You are not going back to the version of yourself that suffered. You are stepping into the version of yourself that